It's almost time for Season 2 of Inside the NFL on the CW. I'm back as the host.
Ryan Clark has been huge all season long.
And we got Chris.
We got him for 60 minutes, man. Lock the gates. Let's go.
And of course, Ocho Cinco.
Well, you gonna kiss the baby today.
But still, there's room for one more. Who could they be thinking of?
Hey, Two-Tone. Enough with the voiceover. Just tell them when the show's on.
I love my suit. But I got you, Coach. Starting August 30th, catch me, Chris Long, Chad Johnson, and the one and only Bill Belichick. Only on the CW. Guess I'll need a new wardrobe.
How about that? Bill Belichick making the news once again. What's new? Now Bill Belichick is going to be an analyst on the Inside the NFL show, as he will be paired alongside with Ryan Clark, Chris Long, and Chad Johnson. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Bill Belichick joining Inside the NFL, as he will be paired up with multiple sports talkers. Obviously, Bill Belichick will be there in order to analyze the NFL and what is happening in NFL games. The show will be airing on Fridays on the CW network, as Bill Belichick will certainly be there in order to give out his interesting takes. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. What is your reaction to Bill Belichick joining the Inside the NFL show? I find this move to be interesting for myself, and I think this is a good move for both parties. I like how the media is still trying to get Bill Belichick involved in the sports media world, and how they are trying to make Bill Belichick's name an interesting name, a relevant name, a name where people will still remember come next year's coaching cycle. Bill Belichick is essentially taking the Sean Payton route of staying relevant when taking time off from coaching, except in the case of Bill Belichick, he didn't necessarily resign from his organization. Bill Belichick was basically forced out by the New England Patriots, whereas in the case of Sean Payton, he resigned from the New Orleans Saints to be a Fox NFL Sunday analyst. And obviously you saw Sean Payton on Fox all over the place. The guy visited the herd every Monday so he could go ahead and break down the games that were happening at the NFL level. This seems eerie similar as to what Bill Belichick is doing right now. This guy is trying to keep his name relevant in the papers. You look at how Bill Belichick is trying to sign up for every show possible. He's already a weekly guest appearance guy on the Pat McAfee show, and he is already making permanent guest appearances on the Manning Cast with Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Obviously, the Manning Cast is one of the more popular shows at ESPN. I truly enjoy listening to the Manning Cast, so I'm going to be listening to Bill Belichick a whole bunch this year, because I'm already a huge fan of Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Obviously, those two guys were great at the quarterback position in the NFL back when they played in there, and they're funny guys that are easy to listen to on the ears. So obviously, Bill Belichick making constant appearances on the Manning Cast is a good business decision for Bill Belichick to make. Him being already a weekly guest appearance guy on the Pat McAfee show is also a good move, because even though Pat McAfee's show isn't really all that great in the mainstream world, in the digital world, the Pat McAfee show is very important. It's very influential to sports fans, and obviously Bill Belichick needed to connect with younger sports fans more. That's one of the reasons why people fell out of love with Bill Belichick. It's because they felt like Bill Belichick couldn't really connect with the younger players in the National Football League. And obviously Bill Belichick, with this publicity stunt, is now showing people that he can go ahead and connect with younger people in the audience, which in turn could get him a head coaching job come next year. Obviously, Bill Belichick didn't really have a lot of interest in this year's coaching cycle. You look at how the Atlanta Falcons were the only team to even interview Bill Belichick for the head coaching job. And what happened? The Atlanta Falcons passed up on Bill Belichick just so they could go ahead and hire Raheem Morris. Now, granted, I was not the biggest Raheem Morris fan out there, but I understand why they went in that direction. Obviously, Bill Belichick wants a little too much control and power in Atlanta, and obviously the Falcons GM probably didn't like that, so he wanted to hire a head coach that would probably be more on board with the GM and ownership in there. And Raheem Morris could be a solid head coach with Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. They already have a pretty good offensive coordinator. He's from the Sean McVay tree, so that means he's probably good more likely than not. And obviously the Atlanta Falcons, they seem like they are the favorites to win the NFC South this year, but I'm here to talk about Bill Belichick, not the Falcons. You look at how Bill Belichick needed to clean up his image, and obviously Bill Belichick joining inside the NFL is going to make him look like a different person entirely. What did people think about Bill Belichick when he was fired by the Patriots? They thought of Bill Belichick as some grumpy old man that was out of touch with the modern day society. Obviously, Bill Belichick has debunked a lot of those myths. That's why he's dating a woman 48 years younger than him. Even though I'm not a supporter of what Bill Belichick is doing, I can understand why people might feel good about what Bill Belichick is doing, even though I don't personally feel that way. I think what Bill Belichick is doing is absolutely disgusting, but I'm not here to talk about Bill Belichick's personal life. I'm here to talk about Bill Belichick, the NFL analyst. Obviously, Bill Belichick has already made an appearance on draft night at ESPN, as he was basically sitting at the analyst table on draft night for ESPN. We got to hear him analyze the draft. Bill Belichick did quite well for a media appearance in there. That's why now he gets to be a weekly guest appearance guy on the Pat McAfee show. And even though I'm not the biggest Pat McAfee fan out there, his show on YouTube is relatively successful. Now in mainstream, it's not successful. That's because Pat McAfee is not a fit in mainstream media. Pat McAfee is more of a fit in the digital world. And obviously you look at how Bill Belichick will also be teaming up with Ryan Clark, Chris Long, and Chad Johnson. And obviously we know that Ryan Clark is an emasculated man. That guy is the definition of being a player's supporter, and the guy is obviously very feminine. And then you also look at how Chad Johnson, he's the ultimate goofball. He doesn't really take anything too seriously, but he's a fun guy to listen to. And then of course you got Chris Long, the ultra woke guy. I like his dad, Howie Long, but I'm not a fan of Chris Long. Remember when he protested the national anthem and went woke when he played in the NFL? Yeah, that's the Chris Long I'm talking about. But the fact that Bill Belichick is immersing himself with those three guys, it's showing people that, hey, Bill Belichick can connect with the younger audience and that he can connect with younger players, which in turn could parlay Bill Belichick into taking a head coaching job come next year. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys, they could be interested in the services of Bill Belichick if they were to fire Mike McCarthy after the 2024 season. Obviously, Mike McCarthy, he's on the hot seat in Dallas. We'll see whether or not he'll be able to retain his job. Even though I think McCarthy is a good coach, he's not necessarily a great coach out there. And Jerry Jones is known to be an impatient man. That's what Jerry Jones does. That's exactly what Jerry Jones loves doing. He loves to make change when he shouldn't make change, and when he should make change, he doesn't make changes. That's one of the reasons why Jerry Jones has been a horrible owner for the Dallas Cowboys since 1995. But I think that this is a great PR move for the perspective of Bill Belichick to join inside the NFL, because it's showing Bill Belichick to be a personable guy. It shows Bill Belichick to be relatable. And if Bill Belichick is known to be a relatable guy that can have fun, guess what? NFL teams are going to be interested in hiring Bill Belichick come 2025. Am I saying that's the right move to make? Absolutely not. But I can understand why Bill Belichick is doing this. Bill Belichick wants to get back into coaching, and I'm trying to tell you guys how some of these NFL teams might be thinking. I'm not saying I think that way, but another NFL team might feel quite differently from how I feel about Bill Belichick. And obviously, Bill Belichick is quite knowledgeable about the game of football. We all know that Bill Belichick is basically a historian when talking about the NFL. We don't question Bill Belichick's football knowledge. We question Bill Belichick's ability to understand the modern NFL and being able to connect with some of his younger players and coaches and understanding what the fans want from the team. That was ultimately the demise of the Patriots for Bill Belichick. So obviously Bill Belichick is trying to clean some of that up. That's why he is trying to enjoy life more. That's why he is joining all these different shows. You look at how he is already going to be a member on the Manning Cast. He's a permanent guest there. And then he's also going to be on the Pat McAfee show on a weekly basis. And now he gets to join inside the NFL with three woke guys in Ryan Clark, Chad Johnson, and Chris Long. Although Chad Johnson is a funny guy, so I don't necessarily mind him, but the other two I'm not supporters of, but it is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out, but I think this was an interesting move for all parties involved, but more importantly, this was a good move for everybody that was involved in the situation. I'm excited to see Bill Belichick on Inside the NFL. I know I am going to be watching that show quite often because I am going to be intrigued by the analysis Bill Belichick is going to be giving out on a weekly basis. So that is why I felt good about Bill Belichick joining Inside the NFL, as it makes football topics a lot more interesting to listen to, particularly when Ryan Clark is in the room. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustNastran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustNastran and that Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustNastran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.